All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where are we at? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Make excuses and money at the same time. My hustle don't stop. It's time to get the money in the power. Let's go. You been blaming me? You ain't got no reason to blame me. You must be mad at yourself or something. You know, it's like they say, blame stands for been lying and making excuses. Good morning. All I talk is politics like a politician. I got 20s on 20s, can you see my vision? With precision, I'm track my love, cause to me that's a prison. Let's go. I know you say you love me, but we both know our future is already written. It's plain and simple, build up the brand. Can't stop until I'm finished, I hope you understand. Here we go. I can't be here all the time, I know you think I'm shady. I'm just out here making money while you trying to play me. What's good? And drive me crazy, we supposed to be together, now you wanna blame me. Either way it go, I know you understand my grammar. I'ma keep on taking pictures in front of the camera. That's right. When it's all said and done, we won't be together. Why you keep on blaming me? Cause I'm doing better. Cause I'm doing better. Good morning. Cause I'm doing better. Welcome back. Good morning, little heart. Cause I'm doing better. I can't believe you wanna bring to me all the stress. Once upon a time, whenever you alone, I'm the one phone. Everything was good until you got your own. Right. I'm not gonna be a player hater, I'm a congratulator. Now let me get back to it. And I'ma keep flossing and crossing my T's, dotting and all in my eyes. Here we go. I can't do it all the time, I know you think I'm shady. I'm just out here making money, why you trying to blame me? Now you wanna throw a fit and drive me crazy. Cut it out, Alex. Together, but you wanna blame me. Either way, go. Cut it out. I'ma keep on taking pictures in front of the cameras, and when it's all said and done, we won't be together. Why you keep on blaming me? Cause I'm doing better. Hey! Yeah. You know you like it, ladies and gentlemen. You know you like it. All right, it's showtime. Yeah, I do work. I do work. You're looking at it right now. Great question. Don't ask questions you know the answer to. All right. I am off the rails. I'm like the Terminator screaming. I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so wrong, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you rich and famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. Yeah, I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. Yeah, I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they use my info, what's up, Yancy? Angela. They don't give me pause if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I'm in it. That's right. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Hey. Call me the master with a nowhere. Woo. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
I love it.
It's like deja vu. Cause we feeling like a soldier. It's like deja vu. I thought I told you. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming. I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's return of the Mac. They say I'm off the rails. I can't wait for you. I get it for myself. So many places to be. I got plenty. Act like you've been here before. We start trending. Don't mistake me for a lame or a goofy. Rockstar like inside the movie. Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a Fiat. Now they looking for me like a Ray X. It's a conspiracy how I keep on getting
checks. This money keep on falling like it's dominoes. Special delivery, and I got a lot to blow. I'm feeling like I've been here before. Deja vu is hitting me to the core. Memories flashing back once more. I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor. Yeah, it's deja vu. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm stuck in time. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's deja vu, I can't escape this rhyme. It's deja vu, it's a never-ending climb. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
Yeah! Oh my God! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I do hope you all had a good 4th of July. Greetings, Brother Sound Mind. Nice to see you. Now, you know what we do on this side of town. For those of you who don't know who I am, you know, where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. I go by the name of Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. Good morning, Shay. Good morning, Angela. And good morning to all of you. Once again, it's always lovely to see you bright and early in the morning. Now, why do they call me Triple H? It's very simple. The first H is because I'm the most honest person out here on social media. I promise to tell you nothing but the truth, so help me God. All right? Humble. I'm the most humble person out here on social media. There's nobody more humble than me. What? It was trash day and I forgot to take out the trash? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know I overslept. You know what? I'm so sorry. I will take the trash to the dump myself. That's how humble I am, ladies and gentlemen. And the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most handsome. I really am the most handsome. All right. Now, let me give you, I got to be 110% transparent. All right. So if you are affiliated, if you are a person on the right, or you are a Trump supporter, now is your chance to exit stage left, especially if you can't handle the truth. Because over here on this side of TikTok, we are very critical of the former president and his minions. All right. And you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
retreat.
If you're not happy here, you can leave.
Right.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Retreat! If you're still here, then you must be one of these people I like to call truth seekers. You're here to get your daily dose of truth. And for that, I am going to, I'm going to give you a round of applause. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's topic. Where do I want to start? Oh, let's start with Lindsey Graham. How many of you saw Lindsey Graham get embarrassed in his own state? And Donald Trump didn't do a thing to save Lindsey. And I bring this front and center to the Trump supporters because I want you to understand this is what happens when you support Donald J. Trump. It's embarrassing. It is so embarrassing to watch Lindsey Graham get mistreated like this, but it's also hilarious at the same time, right? You gotta have a sense of humor. What? Don't boo me. Would you rather me lie? Would you rather me lie?
Thank you.
Listen to this.
Thank you.
Listen.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you very, very much.
They're doing it to Lindsey.
Thank you. You know, you can make mistakes on occasion. Even Lindsey down here, Senator Lindsey Graham. We love Senator Graham. We're gonna love him. We're gonna love him.
Wow.
I know, it's half and half. But when I need some of those liberal votes, he's always there to help me get them, okay? We got some pretty liberal people, but he's good. He's there. He's there when you need him. He's there when you need him. I'm gonna get him straightened out.
Wow. Is that how you treat? Is that how you treat your own, right? You're worse than an infidel. This is why I've been telling our friends on the right. Do you understand how you look to the rest of the world? This is not how you get more people in your party. This is how you get less people.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, in his home state, booed mercilessly over the weekend by a crowd of Republicans, with Donald Trump there doing very little to defend him, instead goading his supporters into booing Senator Graham even more. Claire, it's almost hard to watch at this point, to a man who just subjects himself again and again and again to this humiliation and to defend Donald Trump, and that's what he gets in return for it. Remember, he went out for a brief moment on January 6th and said, I'm done with Donald Trump. Bumps into some people at the airport in Washington who call him traitor. He immediately flips. He's been on TV in the last few months literally weeping for people to give money to Donald Trump's.
See? This is what it all turns into when you support a criminal in the White House. Okay? There's no honor amongst thieves, and a leopard never changes its spots. Right? And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand why this is all playing out. Once again, I have to point out, this isn't the Democrats doing this to Lindsey Graham. This is Trump supporters doing it to him, right? Yeah, you're tearing the country apart every single day, right? But you know what? All I can say is this. I think this sums it up very well right here.
Crowd did. It's what Donald Trump did.
Listen.
He treated him like he was a piece of dirt under his shoe.
Wow.
And I got a real shot to Lindsey. Lindsey, it's not working.
Right.
You cannot put aside your convictions and your character to support this man. Right. It will not work. He knows this guy is trouble for the United States of America, and another place he's split with Trump is over Ukraine.
Right.
So, Lindsey, find yourself in this moment. Use this as a teaching moment. You need to be Lindsey, not some embarrassing sycophant that has attached yourself like a leech to the side of this man. I would say to the backside of this man. And it is just beyond sad and depressing. And if it wasn't Lindsey's own fault, it's his fault. So I can't feel sorry for him.
Right.
But he doesn't appear ready or willing or capable of correcting this problem.
Right. You see that? Lindsey Graham, listen to Zeus and listen to all of us today. We understand that you don't want to support Donald Trump. And we know why. Because he put your life in danger on January 6th and he's tearing this country apart. So Lindsey Graham, be a man, be an adult, and do the right thing. Denounce Donald J. Trump today. You need help? Come talk to me. I'll help you do it, all right? It's not that hard to tell him, I am no longer going to be your boy toy. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. What do I want? Oh, you know what I know I want to cover? Let's do it. Okay, it was the 4th of July weekend. And I want to draw attention to this right here. This is why I say God bless President Joseph Biden, because he really does get it. Yeah, he really does get it. In the wake of the 4th of July and everything leading up to it, the day of and after, we have once again seen a lot of gun violence. It just surges up. And it's time for common sense gun reform, right? It is. But what can we do to get it? Well, President Joe Biden has once again called for stricter gun measures, reigniting the contentious debate over the Second Amendment. What happened? Well, in the wake of recent shootings in Philadelphia, Fort Worth, Baltimore, Wichita, Kansas, which have left at least 9 people unalived and dozens injured, President Joseph Biden has reiterated his call for stricter gun measures. He's been very vocal about this. All right? Banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, safe gun storage requirements, the end of gun manufacturers' immunity from liability, and universal background checks. Him and Jill Biden were grieving all of those who have been the victim of gun violence, and they continue to do this, right? But what's going on? Well, the Republicans in Congress are still not willing to pass meaningful legislation. Shame on you. I know. Hold on one second. What gets me is I still will hear these same individuals, right? Is Zeus your favorite morning show? 90% of you said yes. Why don't you give yourselves a round of applause? Listen, I try hard. I think I'm going to add another H, all right? I'm Triple H now, but there needs to be another H. Hard working, right? Should I add it, right? I'm one of the hardest working men out here on TikTok. Nobody works harder than me, right? But let's get back to the gun reform, all right? Despite these measures, gun violence continues to be a significant issue in the United States, with the country witnessing the most mass unalivings and deaths up to this point in a single year. And do you think our friends on the right are interested in passing meaningful legislation? No. These, I'm going to have to call them hypocrites. These are hypocrites. They're hypocrites to me. You know what they would rather do? They say, well, Zeus, we're out here. We're trying to protect the kids. You ever hear these people say they're trying to protect the kids? Well, why won't you pass legislation to help protect the kids from these guns? You know what they would rather do? They would rather go watch a movie about child trafficking starring Mel Gibson. And others. They call that protecting kids. I'm protecting the kids, Zeus. How? I went to go watch a movie. Oh, I spent money on popcorn. I ate some hot dogs. I took my whole family. Doesn't that count, Zeus? No, it does not. And you should be ashamed of yourself. You think watching a movie about whatever topic you choose to watch is going to change what's happening to these kids? These kids are getting sent out here into our society. They can't even watch the 4th of July. They can't go to a house party. They can't even go to the movie theater because of the situation we got going on with these guns. And what do you choose to do? You choose to lash out at Democrats. You choose to attack women's reproductive rights. You choose to attack students. You choose to attack kids and sit there and call yourselves a Christian. You call yourselves Christians, while at the same time watching our children suffer at the hands of these monsters, whether it's with these guns or whether it's these monsters that are trafficking our children. You sit back and you watch while Ron DeSantis is out there attacking and causing harm to these children. You know what I gotta say to you hypocrites? And they know they are. They know they are. Shame on you. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Nobody believes you. The kids don't believe you. And I'm going to say it again. Just because you go watch a movie about a topic, that is not equal to boots on the ground and actually doing something. Why won't those folks you voted into office do something? They shout defund the police. They shout defund the FBI. Look at what Marjorie, supposedly traitor, is it Marjorie Taylor Greene? Look at what defund the police. She's selling merchandise that actually says defund the DOJ. Isn't it the same DOJ that's out here catching these criminals? Don't get mad. Listen, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Would you rather me lie? Come on. Don't get mad at me. Don't host another live on TikTok about another topic claiming you help these kids. Don't host another live about being a Christian. Okay, please don't. Spare us your fake selective outrage. Because we don't believe it and neither do these kids. All right? I know they don't like me because I'm telling the truth. Well, guess what? I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here and believe in a lie. I wasn't even going to talk about it, but you know what? They keep sending me these nonsense messages about these so-called movies to protect children. And I look around and I see that they're not protecting the kids. As a matter of fact, here is another example of what I am talking about. A lawsuit, I know you have all heard about this. A lawsuit has accused the West Virginia police of spying and using hidden camera on women and minors at the academy for a period of over 10 years. What are the Republicans doing about this? This is the question I've asked myself. What are they doing about it?
And in our Law and Justice League, West Virginia State Police are accused of spying on female officers, including minors. A new civil lawsuit alleges male officers had a hidden camera in the women's shower and locker rooms over a 10-year period. CNN's Bryn Gingras got an exclusive interview with two female officers who are now suing the department.
Listen to this.
That's all I wanted to do my entire life was to be in law enforcement. And now that, I'm going on 13 years this year, and I can't even view law enforcement the same as I have.
Wow.
Megan Talkington and Brenda Lesnett, active law enforcement in the state of West Virginia,
right.
Their dream job. But now everything has changed.
Why?
I don't want my daughter to walk the halls of the West Virginia State Police Academy.
Nope.
Not unless there's reform from top to bottom.
Both women now suing the agency that trained them after an anonymous letter written to top state officials, including the governor and lawmakers, went public in February, alleging widespread misconduct within the walls of the West Virginia State Police Academy, including a hidden camera system inside the women's locker room.
I was shocked to hear that happened. I was completely...
Hidden cameras inside the women's locker room? What are these so-called Christian Republicans doing about it, huh? What are they doing? And they try to blame the Democrats. It is shame. It is shame. Now, I did some digging around, all right? I did some digging around. And this is a product of that same West Virginia Police Department. Michael Bayless, right? What happened to him? He was nominated by President Donald Trump to be the United States Marshal for the state's Southern District? Like if you want to move up in the ranks in the current GOP party, all you got to do is try to race to the top to see who could be the biggest hypocrite. Who could be the biggest liar? Right? Why would you promote a person that has now been linked? Now I get it. This news just came out. This is new to us. But you gotta understand, people don't just wake up one day and say this is an issue. This was an issue for over 10 years. And what this comes across to me as is it was swept under the rug. Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. Don't, this had nothing to do, like I said, they try to blame the Democrats. They always do. But once again, we've caught them with their hands in the cookie jar. So this is my call to action to these so-called Christians, these Republican MAGA, these folks that love to brand themselves as being perfect human beings, and that the Democrats, they call us Democrats. Since you got all the solutions, right, to the Republicans, and I can't say all, because some of my friends say, Zeus, it's not all Republicans, it's the MAGA. To the MAGA, do us a huge favor. Stop going to watch these movies, these ridiculous movies about the real issues, and actually start holding yourself and the folks in your party accountable. Can you do that for us? Can you? Please. All right, now I understand I'm past my monologue time, but there's one more topic I do need to cover before I open up these boxes. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what it's about. They say, Zeus, you're too critical. Zeus, you're too direct when you talk about the GOP. And I gotta tell them, you know what? That is what I need to be doing, given the current political climate. All right, now this message is for those of you who continue to support Donald J. Trump, and in spite of the fact that he currently has 71 felony charges that he's got, he's got 71 felonies he's dealing with. And I don't know if you have been following what's been happening to all of these people who've been tied to the attack on the United States Capitol on January 6th. We call them treasonous, seditious, traitors, whatever you want to call them. Well, Stewart Rhodes, you know who he is? The leader of the Oath Keepers. And you can't, listen, Trump supporters, you got to understand, there is tiers to the loyalty of Donald Trump that you must understand exists. There's a high tier of Trump supporters, okay? And this guy, Stewart Rhodes, he is that tier. You cannot be more MAGA than Stewart Rhodes. All right? And he has a message for Donald Trump. He tells Donald Trump, you're going to be found guilty. Let me give you some context, ladies and gentlemen. Stewart Rhodes, the leader and founder of the far-right Oath Keepers militia, has a warning for the former president. You're going to be found guilty, and I agree with him. Rhodes was found guilty of seditious conspiracy months ago and sentenced to 18 long years in prison, okay, stemming from his involvement with storming the Capitol on January 6th. And ladies and gentlemen, he recently spoke to Washington Times, okay, and he warned the former president that he will likely suffer the same fate. He says, quote, listen up, Trump supporters, and this is coming from the ultimate MAGA leader. He says this to Donald J. Trump, okay? They are going to do the same thing to President Trump that they did to him. are going to get railroaded. You are going to be found guilty if you try to go to trial. So everyone's been demoralized and more likely to take a plea deal and agree to test a lie against President Trump. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, in case you did not know, Donald Trump is reportedly facing more charges from special counsel Jack Smith.
Jack Smith.
Who is investigating the former president's role in the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, in addition to the alleged mishandling of those classified documents.
He's deranged.
Yeah. Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen, he said this. Investigators, he says, they threatened witnesses with life in prison. You know what? You know, Rhodes is speaking as though he's a victim of the DOJ. And even as a victim of the DOJ, he's making it clear to Donald Trump, there's no way out. You're going to jail. But I have something to say to this Stuart Rhodes as well. You're not a victim of the DOJ. America is a victim of what you and all of those Trump supporters did that day on January 6th when we watched you. You took those American boots, those Chevy, those Ford pickup trucks, those American flags, okay? All of these American-made products, and you used them as if you were sent to Washington, D.C. by Vladimir Putin himself. It looked like President Xi from China sent you there himself. It looked like Kim Jong-un of North Korea sent you to the Capitol on January 6th. And if you tell us it wasn't them, then we ask, who was it? And when you tell us it was Donald J. Trump, the supposed president of our United States, that right there is when we draw the line in the sand, partner. And we say you need to straighten it up and recognize that you are now a traitor, seditious, conspiracy, treasonous criminal. And you should be lucky they're only throwing life at you. You should be lucky they're offering you life in prison, because there's other places in the world that they wouldn't offer you such a great deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and testify and tell the truth. They get in here and they tell me, Zeus, why are you so critical of the Republicans? There's corruption on both sides. They always tell me this, and I say, no, you can say there's corruption everywhere, but some things take more priority than others. And I'm one of these people that says, American, quote, citizens attacking the United States government on January 6th. Oh, that by far rises to the top. I've never seen anything like that before. And the fact that even to this day, you still have folks over there on the right justifying it, saying it was warranted, it was needed. When you hear that kind of stuff, listen, there's low-level crimes and then there's high-level crimes. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about high-level crimes. Crimes that involve seditious, conspiracy, treason, and so on. All right. Now you know the rules. You got 3 minutes to state your case. Well, if you're new, I got questions first. But don't get in the box and start trying to be rude and nasty to Zeus or any of my friends out there in the comment section. We have a zero tolerance policy. You want to do that? Go back to where y'all came from. You go over there to Vladimir Putin, all right? But don't you dare bring that garbage in my kingdom. And before we get the boxes going, you know we gotta play it.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump.
Yeah.
They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. And he's a big Trump hater, open user. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a
Get him, Jack!
And his wife.
Thank you, Jack! Let's go!
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a
Yes!
of courage.
Let's go!
He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything.
Hey!
Donald Trump is indicted and they take that's one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
That is right. That Jack Smith, ladies and gentlemen, deserves to be on a Mount Rushmore with Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, and Letitia James, because they are, I would say, the true American heroes right now, taking down one of the most corrupt people that has ever set foot in the White House. So let's give Jack Smith and his friends a round of applause. All right, let's bring up the beautiful Kim.
Hey y'all. You know what I was thinking about the other day? I was actually having a conversation with somebody. Good morning. I was actually having a conversation about, we were talking about Nixon, right? When Nixon was in office and comparing him to Trump. Well, Nixon did far less than what Trump's done. But Ford gave Nixon a pardon.
Right.
Do you really think that do you really think that Biden would give him a pardon?
No. Biden, now again, I'm not a mind, I can't get inside.
No, but I'm saying because Nixon got one. But but it was a lot less than what Trump's done.
Not only that, but I think that because Nixon Ford gave Nixon that pardon, it opened the door for folks like Donald Trump to think, you know what, even if I break the law, I'm going to be able to get off with breaking it. And so I think this time around, no.
Yeah.
If President Biden even gives a hint that he's going to pardon Donald Trump, I tell you,
he'd be over.
I tell you, all of this list of accomplishments that I read day in and day out goes down the drain.
Oh yeah, but it's just it was brought up in another live, and they were like, "Oh yeah," I'm like, "No, that man will not pardon him. There's no way. He's done too much. He's done way too much." And you got the indictments he's gotten in Florida.
Right.
You got the ones from Georgia, and now you got the ones coming from New Jersey.
Right.
It's like people don't get it. I just don't understand people's thinking, because if anybody knew anything about Trump, they would have known that when his father was on his deathbed, he literally tried to take all of his father's money from the rest of his family.
What?
You didn't know that? That was back in the 80s. When his father was dying, he tried to do that. And I think it was one of his sisters, somebody called him, and they were like, "Nah, you can't do that." He allowed a family member who had a child who had cancer, took the money. He didn't help anybody. He's about himself.
What a thief. He's been a thief all his life. He's been a grifter.
Pretty much.
He's been a grifter.
It's just like, that's what kills me about mega people. It's like everybody, they grab on to something that, they're with me. Right. No. Critical thinking skills, they're there. Please use them. You learned them in elementary school.
She's not lying. No lies have been detected, okay?
You don't believe me? Go look it up.
Yeah. Why do you think they continue to prop up a criminal like Donald Trump? Why do you think they continue to do this?
Because they drank the Kool-Aid. Matter of fact, they drank the whole damn tank, okay? So, for real. It's like, what kills me is you don't think. Think about the things this man's done. Think about the things this man says. Right. It's like you're so enamored with him, but you don't look past the BS.
You don't. But they love. Do you hear them saying they're trying to protect kids? Can you speak on that a little bit?
That's trying to protect the kids by doing what? Taking away books so they're uneducated?
Right.
You know, trying to create situations where you don't have enough teachers in the classrooms so they can't be educated.
Right.
I mean, it's like, do something. Take care of your teachers.
Right.
You know, pay the teachers what they're worth. If you're going to put teachers in combat zone, why don't you go ahead and pay them combat pay?
Right. Right. Do you hear that?
It's just it's beyond me on how these people think, because we're going to try to protect the kids, but yet so you let them, you have pedophiles and everything else around your kids.
Right.
That's not protecting your kids.
Nope.
You know, you're exposing these kids to things they don't need to be in. So
they think that we believe they're seriously trying to protect our kids, but as you said, everything that they need to do to actually do it, they're not doing it.
I mean, pay the teachers, give the teachers a wage that is worth it. You're losing teachers because, one, you take away the teachers' rights to be able to control their classrooms, right?
Right.
That's one. Two, you're not paying them what they're worth. You think a teacher's going to school thinking, okay, am I going to make it through my day-to-day, or am I going to be unalived?
Right.
That is absolutely ridiculous for anybody to have to think that on a daily basis.
Exactly. You hear that? You hear that, my friends on the right? Please, if you don't, I know you might not like the people delivering this message to you, but just take us out of it and just say, is what they're saying, is there some truth to it? Okay? Have an open heart and an open mind, because if you do, you might just be able to extract that kernel of truth that we're sharing with you. All right?
I mean, critical thinking skills were given to you.
Yeah.
You have them. Use them. It's not like it's against the law to have critical thinking.
Right.
Think for yourselves. I mean, it's just one of those things. It astonishes me how people just go, they find something, they cling to it, but they don't ever research it.
Exactly.
And they want to take it as gospel. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Well, listen, Kim, I gotta thank you so much, but I gotta move on and hear from some of your friends out here. They it looks like they're on fire this morning. I don't know why.
Not a problem.
But as always, it's always lovely to hear from you. All right.
See you later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Kim a round of applause. It's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. It's like my grandmother says, tell the truth and shame, and I do mean shame, the devil. A lot of people here today, and my goal here is to make sure we get straight to the truth. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, good morning, my good friend Tanner. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Zeus. How are you?
I'm doing great. Like I've eaten 1,001 bowls of Frosted Flakes.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Tony Tiger. Okay. Now, how are you though?
To be completely honest, I'm not doing great.
Uh-oh. Talk to us.
I'm having a problem I'm dealing with right now.
Okay. Maybe we can help you.
I hope so.
Okay.
So I have about $2,400 worth of Trump NFTs at home, and I'm wondering if they're going to regain their value after he's convicted.
Let me double check. Does anyone out there think that those NFTs are going to?
I feel like they're pretty worthless right now, and I'm just feeling like I was bamboozled.
Oh. Okay, can we go one step for? I gotta ask, why did you buy them?
I mean, he's a successful businessman. Wouldn't I be stupid not to buy from him?
And what businesses would you say were his most successful ones, if you don't mind?
Well, let's see. He had the Trump Organization that may not be allowed to exist in New York anymore.
Right, because in that business, didn't his CFO end up doing time?
Yeah, but, I mean, what are 17 felonies against a corporation?
Oh. It's nothing. Nothing. I think that's right on par with what it takes to be successful.
That is actually an interesting question, character aside. If corporations are legally and technically seen as people, at least as far as voting is concerned,
right?
Why shouldn't the corporation be locked away like a person would be if the person committed a felony?
Oh, I mean, if there was a place to put corporations in jail metaphorically, I think we would, but I think they're trying to make it so that he won't ever be able to do business in that state, right?
Yeah. I mean, I need to do more research on those smaller ones, but I think that Letitia James is going after him for that.
Yeah, oh, she is. And while you're on that, we know that his CFO went to jail, and pretty much he's on his way to having to shut down business in New York. But about those NFTs, I wanted to be very frank with you. They're not going to be worth a thing because his supporters, they don't have any money because they're the only ones that's buying them. And the reason they don't have money is because they gave it all to Trump.
They might have Trump bucks at home, though.
Did you say Trump bucks?
Isn't that a thing? He has his own currency now.
And I gotta remind you, sir, those are worthless.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Don't go to the bank like some of his supporters have and try to get your money out of those because you will probably be in for a very rude awakening. Imagine, right? You think that you're on your last. Your car doesn't have any gas in it, right? You need some groceries, and you think I got $1,500 in Trump bucks, and you tell your friend that gave you the $20 last week, I'll pay you back. I'm just going to go ahead and cash these Trump bucks in. Just let me get to the bank, and you take that last bit of gas to the bank. You walk in there to the teller, and you're feeling great, and you say, "Listen, I got 1,500 Trump bucks. Please give me my money." And she tells you, those are worthless.
That would be such a sad morning for me.
It really would. It really would. Okay, but I illustrate it in that way so that you can just stop the bleeding right now and don't spend another dime on Donald Trump. Nothing he sells you is worth anything, all right?
Okay. No Trump tequila, no Trump steaks, nothing. I'm cutting it out.
No, not even the water, okay? If you try to drink the Trump water, I hear it's tainted. It's not good. He doesn't take it through the right processes to get it purified at the ethical level it needs to be, okay? Anything he sells you is corrupt. Take my word for it.
Now, I thought Trump water, I thought water in general, if it's been bottled in plastic, letting it sit in the basement for 7 years before you give it to people is the best method.
And where did you learn that? What school taught you that? Was that Trump University?
It might have been Trump University. I may have gone to TU.
Okay. Do me a favor, all right, Tanner? Please, anything that has Trump or MAGA on it, go the opposite direction, all right?
Okay, I'll try to remember that one.
All right. Mr. Tanner, thank you so much for the humor this morning. I really do appreciate it.
No problem. See you later, Zeus. Have a good one.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Tanner a round of applause. While he was being very funny, I also want to point out the seriousness in that. I am very aware that there are folks out there who support Donald Trump that have done exactly what we just talked about. They went to Trump University. They got those Trump bucks. They bought those Trump NFTs, and they are sending Donald J. Trump their money because they believe he is that so-called superhero that he portrays himself to be on his comic magazines that he's selling. For those of you who are out there doing that, listen to me. Cut it out. You're too old to be acting this crazy, all right? Next guest, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. The beautiful Shay.
Hey.
Hello, Shay.
Good morning. Happy July 5th.
How are you
What's
doing?
up?
How are you doing?
I am good. I am good. I tell you, life is good. Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I know there was I didn't know how many people witnessed it last night. I'm not going to take my time on this because it's something else I wanted to talk about.
Oh.
But last night I ended up in MJ's live, and just because RC was in there, and they've got this thing with RC dubs and things like that, and I was just listening. Then all of a sudden, the mother of these flying bat things decided to basically go at me. Like I have now joined the high list in honor of being threatened by this nutcase. Like it's
nobody should be threatening anybody.
She's so unhinged. She just started going off, and my son walks in the room. I got to turn down the volume, right? They're always talking about save the children. Well, my children can't even listen to her. She's so unhinged. I'm just like, oh my God.
And that's alarming. You can't tell us you're saving kids, and then we see you out here on TikTok acting worse than a kid, right?
Oh my God, it's insane. I mean, I deserved it. Wow. Okay, go join your people. But yeah, so it's just so. I tell you, it's so sad. It's just I don't even want to go much into it. But
you know what?
I know there's people in here that witnessed it last night. Yeah.
Jake, consider it a badge of honor.
I do. I really do. I joined the list of our wonderful patriots that she's unloaded and threatened to do something to them. But it's sad. It's
why do you think people default and resort to that form of behavior? Why do you think they're doing this?
I think they feel like they've lost control. I think that they feel that they're scared of that they're going to be proven wrong, that they when you don't have a leg to stand on and you can't actually discuss things without going to that level of violence, it means you know that you don't have the intellect to actually debate somebody. Like, it's sad to me to get on something and threaten a perfect stranger on the internet. You have no idea who they are. You right?
It comes from a place of fear.
It does.
And we've all, and I think this is a good thing to point out, right? We are humans. We experience a wide range of emotions. That's normal. And there are days where you might feel attacked, you might feel angry. But it's like one of my good friends told me, and they told me this, and it woke me up, and it has helped me to become the best version of myself. And they said, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens to you. You get it?
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. And that's why it's like, that's why I'm not going to get on here and insult. I'm not going to do any of that. That's not what I do. I don't need to. My reputation stands for itself. I get on here, I try, and we just talk, right? And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you, It's just sad that you're not willing to listen to other people's point of view to a point that you have to resort to threatening them and stuff like that. I mean, it's just crazy. I love you too, Toxic Fern. Thank you. But so it's just crazy. I just thought it was so funny. And then I went to do laundry, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to turn that down. So then I turn up the volume again, and she's still going off. Like I was like, dang, okay.
Wow. Well, wow.
Okay.
So what that tells me is we got more work to do about learning how to control our emotions out here on TikTok.
Well, yeah, it's just so sad. But anyway, enough about all that drama. I don't want to give that. I shouldn't even brought attention to it, to be honest with you. Snow, where's my time?
You take care of yourself and don't let it get to you. Okay, consider it a great badge of honor.
Yeah. Right, exactly. But hey, did you see that the GOP in their 4th of July message tweeted not the American flag, even though they thought it was the American flag?
I heard about that. Which country's flag was it again? Wasn't it like Liberia or something?
Liberia, which you know the history of Liberia, right?
No, please let us know.
Oh, you know the history of Liberia. So
tell them, Jay.
Liberia was a country that they carved out, right, in Africa.
Oh.
Where to send when the slaves were going to be set free. They said, let's send them back to Africa.
Wow.
Uh-huh. And they created this country and they called it Liberia, as in liberty or whatever. Yeah. So this is a country that was established to send our ex-slaves to, our black folk to, basically. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And the Republican Party sent this flag out.
Yeah. Instead of the American flag, they did the flag of Liberia. Now, I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was a message to their party.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was absolutely a white supremacist message
Nita.
to their party. Yeah. I mean, come on. Everybody knows the American flag, right? And that is what is so, it's like, oh no, let's remind that if you don't like it here, what? You can leave.
Exactly. Listen to your leader.
Oh, let's use the Liberian flag. Yes, exactly. It's insane. It's insane. And yeah, no, I'm giving the very basic history.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you brought us up this.
Minutes.
I'm glad you brought that information to those of us out here, because a lot of people, they don't get to keep up with the news like you say. Like we bring, and so this is probably the closest that they're going to get to actually being in the know. So thank you. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought it was really interesting. There's no way they didn't know that it was not the American flag. And
They knew they were intentional. We know they were intentional about that.
Oh yeah, they were totally intentional about that.
Yes.
I mean, there's always some underlying message like that, right? Like, let's remember this is what we're about, but we're not going to tell all our voters, because all their voters are not racist, so it's like, you don't want to, make them mad. So then we're going to do this undertone,
right?
That those that get it, and they keep them happy. Like I talked about, bread and circuses, that the Romans kept their people fat and happy during the Roman Empire decline, when there was war and famine and blah, blah,
yeah.
Here you go. I don't want you to notice that. I want you to keep you fat and happy over here. So here you go.
That's right.
It's just interesting. But yeah, so I just thought that was funny. But yeah.
All right. Well,
listen. All right, my friend, I'll let you go. All right.
All right.
Everyone.
The beautiful Shay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, bringing those nuggets of truth and facts to us. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. It's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. Now, I'm sensing there is some dissent in the comment section. Now, we could do this one of two ways. I have a list of President Biden's accomplishments that I can read off, so that you can, the bell can go off in your head and you can say, okay, maybe I need to cool it. Or you can listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S.,
that's right.
If you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Leave.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too.
It's okay.
But if you're not happy, you can leave.
I know. I hear the Trump supporters. They're in the comment section. Every time the truth is shared, you can hear them scream. Help me! That's a sign that our message is getting to them, because they won't be able to walk out. Like I said, if they end up meeting their maker and they try to say, I didn't know, the good Lord is going to say, no, weren't you in that live with Zeus and his friends when my words were delivered in the form of truth? You knew that Donald J. Trump was corrupt. You knew he was a criminal. You knew you weren't protecting these kids because Zeus told you. You knew you were a hypocrite because Zeus told you. And then he's going to say, you know what? There's no room in this kingdom for you. Now, won't you take this first class trip to hell? With gasoline draws on, okay? Y'all folks need to cut it out. Now, somebody asked me to go ahead and read these Biden accomplishments, so I'll do it. $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package. All right. A lot of these people who don't think that COVID was real and they still are out here saying the vaccine, or they call it the jab. Well, let me tell you what Biden did. Helped get more than 500 million life-saving COVID-19 vaccines in the arms of Americans. Isn't that great? The country is open. The country is open again. You know who shut the country down? It was Donald Trump. Yes, because he mismanaged COVID. He lied to the American people. But thank God President Biden got it open. All right. Next question. Next accomplishment. Stop a 30-year streak of federal inaction on gun violence by signing that Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Okay. $369 billion investment in climate change. He ended the longest war in American history by pulling our troops out of Afghanistan. God bless President Biden. Wow. Cut childhood poverty in half through the American Rescue Plan. They say rescue. You know how to spell that? RESCUE. Rescue. Okay, President Biden, Kamala Harris. What else? Achieved historically low unemployment rates, and this is after the pandemic caused them to skyrocket. And yes, for those of you who want a little red meat, that does include black unemployment, right? I mean, what does it say when President Biden gets a black woman to be his vice president? You heard it, vice president. Doesn't that show you he gets it, right? No other president has done that. And President Biden was also Barack Hussein Obama's vice president. Can you say Hussein? He was Barack Hussein Obama's vice president. So he was under a brother and brought a sister in behind him. Let's give Biden a round of applause. Oh, what else? He strengthened the NATO alliance in support of Ukraine after the Russian invasion by endorsing the inclusion of world military powers, Sweden and Finland. You know, you have some people say, wouldn't it be great if we got along with Russia? No, it's not great if we get along with Russia, you fool. Does Donald Trump wear button-up shoes? Because does he not understand what's going on in the world? Jesus Christ. No, what's cool, wouldn't it be great if, let me say it again, if we got Sweden and Finland to be part of NATO. How about that, sir? What else? He held Vladimir Putin accountable for his invasion in Ukraine by imposing stiff economic sanctions. One more thing. Actually, I'll say these last things. Created more jobs in 1 year, 6.6 million, than any other president in United States history. Favorite Biden-Harris accomplishment. Overwhelming 35% said infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Biden a round of applause. Now, I hope that calmed you down out there in the comment section. I'll read more Biden accomplishments if you don't cut it out. Let's get back to the boxes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's start with our good friend Andy. You know I got to give my subscribers priority. Good morning.
Hello,
Andy. How
good
are
morning.
you?
I am wonderful. I saw that it looks like Jack's going to have another 45 charges for 45.
Yes, and he needs to do it ASAP.
Oh, and I hope it's in New Jersey.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Tell us why. Do you think
Because
this?
there's not a judge there that's partial to him. And let's just say that Chris Christie, New Jersey can pick on Chris Christie, but they don't want anybody else to pick on Chris Christie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hypocrites. Right?
Well, I mean, it's like your little brother. You pick on your little brother, but you don't want anybody else to pick on your little brother.
Absolutely not.
And so, that was their man through Hurricane Sandy. And so Trump may not face such a favorable jury.
Do you think it's a witch hunt?
No, because there are no such thing as witches that can actually conjure magic on the spot, but there are politicians that can launder their pockets with money. I mean, this is the man who, when you were generous enough to give one of the candidates who was backing a donation, he gave them a few pennies, and then he set you up on the permanent payment plan and milked these people's bank accounts dry.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, the man only knows how to grift.
He only knows how to grift. Can you answer one thing that it keeps me up every night? What do you think about these Republicans who keep saying defund the FBI and the DOJ? What do you think about them?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that, for them to be all about law enforcement, just because you got a federal job don't mean you're not still a cop. Second of all, the majority of what the FBI does is chase down missing kids across state lines, and coordinate all this other stuff. They want to save the children. Who do they think takes care of the child trafficking?
Right.
What department handles that?
Right. Mel Gibson.
I mean, it's
not what I was saying.
It literally, like, I was hearing you read to them, and I'm thinking, I could literally hear their excuses popping up in my head. I've heard them so many times.
We know all their excuses. And they say Hollywood's corrupt, but then they go and watch these movies Hollywood puts out. They're literally supporting them.
I watched the online news plate thing go out, and they talked to some of the Trump supporters. And I have figured it out. It's not about him. It's about them.
Oh.
Because realistically, I think they're such narcissists that they would have to admit that they committed the first sin of voting for him.
Right.
And they've been backing it up.
Trump supporters are narcissists themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a step up from being a hypocrite, right? Because I think they're hypocrites.
Well, I mean, I think they're both, but the first thing they'd have to do is say, I was wrong voting for him. I don't ever hear an apology. I don't hear I'm wrong coming out of their mouth ever.
Oh.
Not even about January 6th. It went from y'all did it to a political discourse to, it was just kumbaya. We're all friends.
Nita, I'm being honest. Listen, they're hypocrites. It's hypocrites because you say one thing and do the exact opposite, like a hypocrite. Okay. Now you can repent, okay, and seek forgiveness, but you gotta call it what it is. All right, Andy, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Are you there?
Have a great day. I love you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Andy a round of applause. Not another word, Trump supporters, about Hunter Biden or President Biden. And I know you're trying to plant that dope on Hunter Biden that came up in the White House this weekend. And I just want to remind you, it wasn't Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden has gotten on the straight and narrow. He is now taking care of his responsibilities. He just took a plea deal. It wasn't his, but I think you need to look within your own ranks about where that came from, okay? Because James Comer and Jim Jordan will not stop until they plant some dirt on the Bidens. And thank you, Andy, for that gift. Let's move it on to our next guest, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I haven't talked to our good friend Gary.
Okay, good. You accepted me. What was I going to say?
Good morning, Gary. I haven't heard from you in a while. How are you doing?
Yeah, I haven't been on. I never go on that much anymore for some reason. I've been busy. I've been busy doing things.
Okay.
You wanna know why I've been doing things? Because I have a little bit of money to spend. If I didn't have the money to spend, I would just be sitting at home.
Okay, and so you're thriving with Biden, right?
No. Let me tell you something, okay? I can't even get a place because of the place I want, okay? I went to a apartment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They want, this is a corporate corporate place owns this, okay?
Okay.
And let me tell you something, okay? They want 4,000 a month.
Right.
4,000 monthly.
Right.
Make 4,000 monthly, okay?
For
I
rent.
can't afford it. I'm under
For
the
rent?
property. No.
What do they
For
want
a month.
4,000 for?
To make $4,000.
Oh, that's what your income.
A month.
Okay.
Okay, I don't make that. Okay. I make under 2,500.
Okay.
Because I'm on disability, okay?
Okay.
And let me tell you something, okay? Biden weighs all the prices and stuff when it comes to mortgage, rent, when it comes to apartments, this and that. Let me tell you something, okay? I don't live in peaches and cream. You're lucky. All you people in the comments are lucky to have a nice place with the money, okay? I don't get a nice place with money. Yeah, I get a roof over my head, but still, I got little creatures.
Okay, Gary, I gotta stop you because there's one big lie that you told, and in this kingdom, all forms of lies and misinformation will not be tolerated. Biden did not raise any of those things you accused him of. Why would you get in here in front of thousands of people and make such a ridiculous statement? You think Biden is the one reviewing your
okay, maybe it's not Biden. Maybe it's just the government. It's the government. It's the government.
Who did you turn in your application to? Let's just keep it simple. Who'd you turn it into?
Application for what?
Whatever you were applying for. You said an apartment?
No, I didn't. I couldn't sign up because I couldn't make up that kind of money. I don't make 4,000 a month.
Who told you you couldn't sign up? President Biden? Who told you?
Let me tell you something. Okay, it's not President. Okay, it's not Biden. It's the government.
Thank you for that description.
Let me tell you. Okay, it's the government. Okay.
The government.
Yeah, the government.
The government told you signed up to rent an apartment with the government.
No. It's the government that raises the rent, raises the mortgage prices, raises this, raises that. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna blame Joe. I'm not gonna blame Joe Sleepy. I'm not gonna blame Joe Biden. Okay.
Listen, Gary, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop spreading misinformation.
No, hey, be happy. I'm not blaming Joe Biden for this. I'm blaming for the government for this because they don't give me enough money to survive.
Well, listen to me before we wrap this up. I just want you to give it some thought, and just say this: it's not the government. All right. All right.
They don't give me enough to live, okay? I'm barely making
That's
it.
between you and your employer, all right?
No, I work part-time. I can only work part-time. I can't work for a job.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, I'm going to have to check in with you, Gary, a little later because I want to make sure you understand how income works in this country, all right? And as long as you are able to breathe, you have an abundant amount of opportunities to make money in these lovely United States of America. You don't have to do what you are doing only. You can do a lot of other things to make money.
I can't with my mental disability. I can't.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you having the
courage. I wish I could. I really do.
All right. Well, listen, I got to move on, Gary. All right. But I appreciate you checking in with me. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope your 4th of July was good.
It was, and let's not be so angry with Biden, okay? And let's stop blaming the government for all of the stuff, okay? Let's start taking a little more accountability. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Gary a round of applause.
That's right.
And Gary, one last thing, please. Stay out of a Snuggles Live. Snuggles Lives will do that to you. All right, let's bring up another one of my panelists, and they're a subscriber. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, Barry. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
Barry. How are you doing?
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
All right, I'm doing all right.
That's awesome.
All right, how are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed by the best. So
I love it.
So, one of the first guests you had on wanted to ask you the question regarding if you think Biden would pardon Trump.
Right,
And
I heard that.
and I certainly hope he wouldn't, because Trump needs to be held accountable. She also said that Nixon didn't do as bad as horrible as crimes as Trump, which I believe is debatable, because I believe Nixon prolonged the war. They got 20,000 soldiers unalived because of his political, proposition, trying to get elected or whatever.
Right.
So I think that was
You
more
said
horrible.
it's debatable, but what about that insurrection that Trump did? Where would you put that at?
Oh, that would definitely be a very close second.
Okay.
Not a tie. It's not a tie.
It's not a tie, but when it definitely, I mean, for what it's worth, you know why I get so passionate about it? Because the idea that you have people, it's like they eating our food and attacking us.
Yes, you tried to
Like
overthrow
a monster.
You tried to overthrow your own government.
Isn't that just the most that's disgusting? And the fact of the matter is, it was the president leading this.
Yes, and he wanted the Secret Service to drive him up there as if he was some type of Napoleon or something. I mean, the nerve, the gall.
I think what you're saying. What Nixon did is terrible, but this is in a class of its own, as far as I'm concerned. I've never, and then he actually cozies up to these foreign leaders, these dictators.
Yes. Well, my thing is this. The only reason he got elected in the first place is because he's a mascot for racism. Because the minute Barack Obama became president of the United States, a lot of white Americans lost their damn minds. They was on the Capitol at that time, spitting in the faces of the Honorable Elijah Cummings, the Honorable John Lewis. They had the same rabid, faces and everything back then. And they haven't. If they changed, they've gotten worse.
They've gotten worse.
Yes, and they need to come to grips with that reality that they are just racist. They don't want to see us equal to them, and they need to get over themselves, because that white privilege turned to depravity.
Wow. When you're right, Barry. Wow. You are spot on, as always, all right?
Thank you, my brother. You have a blessed day.
You too, and keep fighting the good fight out there. I see you. All right.
Oh yeah, and look, there are people talking about, well, they're not sure if they're going to vote for Biden the re-election. Listen, if we're given the same two choices, then we have to do the same thing, make the same adult decision, which is vote Biden back in.
You hear that, folks? You're right, Barry. If you are still knowing it's Trump or Biden, there's only one thing you need to do. Be consistent. If you voted for Biden last time, do it again. It's not that hard, folks. Thank you, Barry, for making that.
And take a family member with you.
Take a family member and a friend. Take them all with you. Don't let them go in there and commit another crime. Thank you, Brother Barry. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Barry a round of applause. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself. We have another Trump supporter in the box. It's Jerry. And I don't know where his mind's at this morning, but he got 3 minutes. Let's go, Jerry. Jerry, going once, going twice. It's timing out. I think that's a sign that you just don't have what it takes this morning, Jerry. Moving along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Good morning. What is this? Is this Kiss My Grits?
Yes, it is.
Good morning, Kiss My
morning.
Grits. How are you?
Fine. How was your 4th of July weekend?
Oh, it was great. I did a lot of good things. I got to relax and eat. How about yours?
Mine was great. I worked Monday, but I'm pretty much off yesterday and today, and then I might have to work tomorrow. I'm not sure, though.
Okay, nice. Well,
So,
I haven't heard from you in a while, and, it's a pleasure to check in with you. I hope, you're doing fine. And, I know you don't agree with the things that you're hearing in here. So, is there anything in particular we could at least, have a conversation about?
honestly, I'm not talking politics. I came in to see how you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm doing great,
And I talked with Swervin for over an hour the other night, seeing how he was doing.
Oh.
Holy shit. Yes, I could
keep
do
it
that.
clean now.
Oh, sorry.
You know we keep it clean over here.
Sorry.
Okay. Now, you
But
checked in with
yes.
my brother Swerve, and he's doing all right. Am I right?
Well, it's still trying to figure out what's going on with him, but,
Yeah.
we didn't talk politics. We were
Good.
having a normal talk like everyday people should be doing.
All right.
However,
I like
they
that.
get the politics under their, it's like they get consumed with politics and not about the person, and that's not right. So we need to change things.
Right. I hear you. I completely hear you. And, I'm a personable kind of person. So I could talk about a lot of different things, obviously. But for the sake of what we do Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m., you know what we're going to be doing, right?
Yeah, talk about politics, but that does not need to consume you.
Oh no, it doesn't. There's a lot more going on, but I am happy. I really am happy to hear that, you have risen above the day in and day out stuff that
Drama.
goes on, right? You've been staying out of those lives, right?
Pretty much. I go into Jimmy's when I can catch them. Mainly I'm working, but, today is like, hey, it doesn't have to be so serious.
Yeah. Well, listen, I commend you, and I'm going to encourage you to continue to do exactly what you're doing. As a matter of fact, if you see these folks, especially Snuggles, you tell him, just stop talking about politics, and you would do the world a huge favor, all right?
And sometimes we got to mix things up, but no, it's not every day.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be every day. It shouldn't even be, how much everybody's going on it.
Yeah.
Regardless if Trump gets in or if Biden gets back in or whatever the case is, you still got to live your life. They don't run your life.
Exactly. I completely agree with that. 100%. And you should strive to do better, right?
Of course.
You
got to
what
be
do
the
you
best
think about
person.
what do you think about treating people with dignity and respect? Shouldn't there be a lot more of that going on out here?
Should be, regardless who you voted for.
Exactly. All right.
Regardless, I mean, you've got to get down to the basic human decency on treating people with respect and human decency, but a lot of people's lost that.
You are absolutely correct. And I will be calling upon you when I hold my special live to have those kind of conversations, all right? Especially with some of your friends, some of our friends on the right, all right?
All right, just don't think don't put everybody in the same box, because nobody fits in the box.
You got it. All right.
Have a good day, hun.
All right, you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Mama Cat, Kiss My Grits, a round of applause. That's feedback, all right? All right. And if you heard it and you received it, do something positive with it. All right. None of us are above receiving some good old feedback. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Lindsay. Let's bring up our next guest. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to get through all of the guests before I wrap this show up. And give yourselves a round of applause. A round of applause. You all have been amazing. You all really are amazing. I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. Bits, it looks like, Bits, your connection isn't working. Let's go to our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen, the conservative. Oh, I guess there's having connection issues as well. Oh, I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, you're making it too easy for me. All right, let's go into our next guest, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, Karen, it works. Karen, welcome.
Good morning.
1 minute, right? That's awesome. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty good. I see that the other two didn't come up so I could get on.
Yes. Listen, I always try to keep this show an hour and a half, but it gets busy. It really does. So I don't know. But thank you for helping it get to be what it should be. How are you doing this morning? I see you, Bamba.
I'm doing pretty good. And getting back to your topic about the support of children, it's been pretty clear that the Republican Party is not in support of children. I mean, if you cut child lunches,
wow,
you don't remove the guns that you know are causing a problem.
Right.
You're forcing women to have babies that they cannot afford or do not want.
Wow.
And you provide nothing in support for the children that you're forcing to be born. So they need to stop that rhetoric. It's obviously not true.
Stop it.
And also, there's been a lot of sex crimes against children from our legislators.
Right. I read the list of them.
Yeah, it's a huge list. So that's not happening.
It's not.
The other thing that I want,
not doing anything about, the guns, right? Shouldn't they be doing more?
I think they could. If they can't pick up all the guns, why don't you just stop making the ammunition for the guns? That would be good. And any other materials that are needed to make those bullets, because we know that there's black market out there. You put things in place for that as well.
Right.
That would probably be easier than trying to gather up all the guns.
Right.
If I don't have anything to shoot with.
Right.
I mean, you probably will still have some, but it'll be a much less degree than it is now. So I get tired of hearing that they're for children.
We're tired of hearing you're for the kids. We really are. When your actions say the exact opposite. We really are.
The exact opposite.
Hypocrites.
The other thing, I sent you a video. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. And I'm just wondering if Jack Smith can use that, because he's dog whistling all over the place. He's calling for violence again. How stupid is he?
He said Jack Smith needs to be put down.
Yeah, he needs to be put down because he's on his behind.
Wow.
That's why. But he's putting marks out on people, and I think that something should be done about that. He's exposing people's addresses.
Obama's address.
Yes, and he's telling people to lay down their lives, and for him.
Wow.
Why for him?
You are spot on. Wow. And I hope that Jack Smith and the DOJ does something immediately.
Yes.
To address this hypocrite, this criminal that has found himself once again getting an opportunity to be president of the United States because his supporters refused to hold him accountable.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, listen, Karen, I thank you so much for having the courage to get in the box and tell the truth this morning. All right.
All right.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Karen a wonderful round of applause. Tiffany, good morning. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see. We got one more guest, and then Zeus must depart. Oh, and the polls say to help children vote for Democrats, an overwhelming 60%. Good morning, Bamba.
Oh, good morning.
How
It's
you?
been a rough night trying to keep tabs on what's going on, but I have a question for Americans.
Okay, ask away.
Okay, so Americans, whether you're red or blue, are we responsible for what our country does? Are we responsible? Do we feel an accountability and responsibility for being American?
Right. The answer should be yes. Thank you, Yazzie.
And okay, so the people in Russia don't feel responsible or accountable for their government. All right, so they're saying we didn't do this. Putin did this. Our oligarchs did this. We're not responsible, and they're gonna wear a stain for decades.
Right.
Like, okay, so I want to ask Americans whether you believe everything that Donald Trump has been charged with. Okay, whether you believe it or not, do you think there is even a slight possibility that he sold out Ukraine? Because if he did, we owe them. Do you know? I mean, for God's sake. Okay, let's look at the numbers of death.
I know he did.
Yeah, I'm trying to be.
I know he did in my heart.
I'm trying to be like purple here. You know what I mean?
I did.
I'm
You
trying
do
to reach
purple.
everybody, but look, we're not supposed to care about the enemy's dead. Okay, but I do. Right? I do. I don't like war, but okay. And there is over 300,000 people that have died in the last year and a half.
Wow.
Okay, so people are saying, oh, well, is that because the United States is giving them weapons? If they hadn't given them weapons, how many do you think would be gone?
More.
Yes.
Tell them,
so right now, I have to say I am so thankful for a president. I don't have to name him. A president who is a calm in a storm.
Yeah, President
Because
Biden.
right now, what we're hearing on American news is not the same that's going on in Europe.
Nope.
I mean, poor Zeus. I told him to go get gas and water last night.
You told me that. I remember you said yes, because the threat, right? There's explosives that they say were found on the nuclear plant over there, right?
Well, that's been okay. So the AEIA, which is Atomic Energy, they went in and did a report, and then after that, I'm sorry. You want me to go?
Go finish it up, and then we got.
All right. So after that, supposedly the Russians booby trapped it. Now they're claiming that they've mined the roof, and so all the European countries, all the people have been given iodine pills, and now there's massive reports from the president of these countries on how to prepare for nuclear explosion.
Wow!
So the Russians have been in that plant since last September with their troops, right? So they're pulling out. They pulled out last night.
Wow.
So I'm praying that we have NATO troops on the ground, special forces going in there.
Yes.
I think Biden's supposed to go there today.
I heard he was.
Yes.
Biden is supposed to be meeting with a few of the other leaders in NATO, right?
Yeah, but no, inside of Ukraine.
Well,
before the NATO meeting. So yeah. The other thing, guys, pay attention
Gina.
to what the other countries are saying. And look at what the heck's going on in France.
Yeah.
Those aren't just French people there.
Tell them.
Right?
Tell them, Bamba. Tell them.
Thank you. Guys, keep an eye. You know what? Before the news hits here of what's going on, go fill your gas tanks. Yeah, because you know what's going to happen, right? Whew, it's going to go through the ceiling. And then, and also get your bottled water.
Okay.
And if you're concerned at all, you might want to pick up some iodine tablets.
Okay.
2 weeks worth. That's
All
it.
right.
All
All
right.
right.
Be American. Stand up for what's right.
All right, ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen.
Zeus.
You're welcome.
Kick me out. Kick me out.
Let's give Bamba a round of applause. Takesha is here. Hold on, before I leave, I gotta say what's up to my good friend Takesha. Good morning.
I know y'all been waiting on me.
Yes.
I know you've been waiting on me.
Oh yes, what do you got for us?
What's going on today, Zeus? I just jumped on. Listen.
Oh.
I just woke up. I got my grandbaby. We barbecued, grilled, had a good family time yesterday, and I'm just now recovering.
Oh wow. Wow. So you went hard yesterday.
Man, listen. I went harder than it is to believe Donald Trump's lies when you got good things. I'm trying
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to tell you, Zeus.
Well, I'm happy to see that you're okay. I was concerned. I said, where's Takesha at? You know, normally she comes in here and she does her wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And it helps these folks see the light. And I was worried.
Listen, I jumped up. I saw the time. I said, oh, my God, I'm missing Zeus.
Oh.
So I jumped on. I said, let's see what we're talking about today. What's going on today?
Oh, I'm just letting them know Donald J. Trump's goose is cooked. Jack Smith, you know, per usual. Hey! Thank you, Kim. Wow, y'all are awesome.
Listen, that goose was cooked in indicted grease.
Did you say indicted grease?
Indicted grease. Do you hear me?
Wow.
We are waiting on the guilty dessert so we can pull it all together.
Oh, it sounds like a barbecue.
Listen, when I tell you, the only thing that's not going to be empty on the shelves are tears from the MAGA Knights. Listen, we're gonna bottle those. We're gonna bottle those tears up in case we have a drought to replenish the water fields, you know, in the earth.
In the earth. Oh,
we gotta have some.
Gosh, where do you get this stuff from? I tell you, this is grade A content.
We gotta have it. We gotta have it, Zeus. We gotta have it.
Yeah.
So, are we? What's the lady that was before me? What's she talking about?
Oh, we were talking about, you know, Russia and Ukraine, things like that. You know, stuff to make sure we are all on the same page. And it was, you know, thank God we got President Biden, right?
Yes, to lead us through.
Right, because we know what Trump would do, right?
And I want him to put some New Balance on if he's going to Ukraine, because I don't want him tripping up in his Stacey Adams. It's okay.
Did you hear about the dope found at the White House? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, stop playing with me. Stop. Is that the new thing today?
Yes, they're trying to say it was Hunter Biden, but we all know it was Don.
Did Don Jr. drop it while he was trying to plant something in there the other day? Because listen, nobody sniffs harder than Trump and his son. Trump is sniffing for his pamper, and Don is sniffing for his house. Definitely not Hunter's.
It's not Hunter Biden.
It's not Hunter's. It's not Hunter's powder.
It's not.
They're lying.
Tell them, Takesha.
They're lying. They need, listen, when you got to work this hard to come up with something to make somebody look bad that you have not succeeded in making look bad, you're a fool. You're a fool.
Thank you.
And the joke is on you.
Thank you. You're trying this hard to plant something on the Bidens and you got nothing. So you went to the lowest of lows.
Listen, they're nothing but a bunch of farmers planting stuff and making up stuff. And then you turn around and you want to have something so bad on this man that you just going to the extreme. You're using this man's son's sickness because that's what it is.
Right.
Your family stole every light bulb out the lampshade that you could ever put in there trying to sell it to get drugs.
Right.
But you want to talk about this man, child.
Right. Right. Tell them, Takesha.
And half of them are sitting up right now geeking while they're on here making comments.
Oh, y'all, wait a second. They out here geeked up?
They geeking.
Oh,
Lord. They think they get high once. Listen, Zeus.
Get off that stuff.
They take it. They get high once a day. They're not an addict. You two are an addict. Now stop talking about that man, child.
Wow.
And tell Don Jr.
Put it down. Just say no.
Just say no. And just go on over there and get that Don Jr.'s powder out that White House.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Takesha. I knew you would help set the record straight on whose dope it was.
You know who dope that was. You know whose dope it was. You know who gets on camera and sniffs and eyes be tighter than a virgin on prom night. You know it's Don Jr.
Oh!
You know it's him.
And it definitely had to be Trump, because when you hear Trump say stuff like this,
he's deranged.
You know that's that stuff talking, ain't it?
Listen, Zeus, I used to think that he was sniffing to make sure he hadn't pooped his pamper.
Right.
But now I'm beginning to think that he's in there with Don Jr. See, that's what they do. He's up all night. He's up all night sleeping. You know they don't sleep at night.
That is
He's up all night sleeping because he's in there sniffing.
Oh!
Yeah.
I didn't put two in.
Yeah.
And he's not, do me up, huh? You be like, man.
He's not sniffing for clues.
Oh.
He's sniffing for the cane.
Oh.
The cane.
Oh.
And I'm not talking about Candy Cane Crush.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know what?
Take it from your friend.
I think we need to open up an investigation.
We need Jack Smith on the case.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Smith.
Please drug test Donald Trump, Jack Smith. Next time, next indictment, make sure you require that he submits to a drug test. All right.
Well, you know they can't do it with the urine because you know what I already told you about him having to sit down to pee. We might not get enough urine out.
Well, take his diaper and send it to a bio lab, a hazardous.
Yes.
And do whatever you got to do to test that diaper. But I'm pretty sure there's something in there. I can't confirm it, right? I don't want to say, but I have a high degree of confidence.
Listen, what we're gonna say is in our opinion. We won't get sued. In our opinion, he needs to be drug tested because we believe, and this is our belief, that he's sniffing through the night.
Or at least explain to us how he has the energy to stay up late at night and send out these ridiculous things on his social media platform.
While he's plucking his toupee for the next day.
Yeah, I definitely am suspicious. I have probable cause. All right, Sister Takesha. Listen, Zeus does have to run and
go on, Zeusy.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Takesha a round of applause. Well, that wraps up today's show, ladies and gentlemen, and it is now time for Zeus to depart and attend to the affairs in his kingdom. As always, it was a pleasure checking in with all of you. You are all the best, I'm telling you. To the folks in the comment section, please be nice to my moderators. They are doing God's work. All right, please be nicer to them and stay out of those those fake TikTok lives where they have those fake TikTok hosts gaslighting you, all right? They're no good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Thank you, Toy.
Both hands in the kingdom.
And I really am.
Sound I made me. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus.
Thank you, brother.
Like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flyer than an eagle, and got red on me too. Took a long time to get here, and I'm feeling brand new.
Thank
you feeling like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money on my mind. I can leave it up to you. I can hang around with you. You fall in love too quick. You a high risk. Mix all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Time to let mix with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, but he's such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to like my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm moving like Zeus. Thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm higher than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guarantee to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool, even though I'm hot. People telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Try to be patient, but you had to like a fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. Thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Yeah, you know about me.
You know about me.
I like to get wild and loose.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. 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 He's deranged. Jack Smith. On the beat like
Let's go!
On the beat like
deranged. Jack
C on the beat.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Have a great rest of your morning!